All right, guys, welcome back to Validated Golf. This is a video I've been wanting to do for a while. We'll try to make it relatively quick, but you know how what's in the bag videos go. Whether you respect my opinion or, you know, anything like that with the videos and the reviews or whatnot, some of you might, some of you may not. That's fine. Just here to try to give my experience, some good insight, some knowledge. You know, not everything new is great. I've said that in so many videos, but that being said, we're gonna do a what's in the bag. If I look a little rough, just got back from a round of golf, and I figured, why not? What better time to do a what's in the bag? Bag's been settled for a while. Obviously, I test putters and stuff like that, but other than that, I don't know if you can see, but I have we'll start with the bag. I have a Ping Hoofer 14, so there's that. And if you ever see me on the golf course and you see this bag, you will see it has the Validated logo on it. So if you see me, come say hi. If you haven't figured out through the videos, I'm just a normal guy, love golf. It's my main hobby like everybody else. You know, wish you could do it for a living, but we can't. So that being said, we can start with the putter, which most of you guys know is the Sik Flo-C. As you see, old school Sik. Everybody knows about Sik because Bryson. It's always my go-to. I always end up going back to this putter. It does have the Garson Max. I think it's 15-inch grip. Not positive, but it's the long one, as you can see. It's got a double bend, face balanced. It's got the descending loft technology. But like I've showed in my review before, this thing's just absolutely incredible. I love this putter. It's never gonna get sold. I mean, I have bagged my best rounds ever in my life with this putter. But that being said, that's the putter. So as far as, I guess we'll go wedges. We'll just go in order up to the driver. How about that? So for wedges, I'm very unique, and some of you may judge me and, you know, say, oh, the lofts don't make sense and stuff like that, and that's fine. But you got to remember, you got to play your game, swing your swing. I am, you know what, we'll go over yardages too. How about that? I'm not the longest hitter by any means, but I carry a 58, a 56, and a 50. Really weird. You're probably thinking that is one jacked up bag. So the 58 I pretty much use, so that it is the Cleveland RTX 6. It's off the Tour rack version. Obviously, it's not a Tour issue wedge, but it's the raw version. So I'll show you close here. They might look a little extra rusty because I just got finished with a round and it rained pretty much the whole time. But this is equipped with the dynamic gold spinner Tour issue shaft. See if we can see that there. There you go. And I have a 56 in the exact same model. So the 56, these are both mid grinds with 10 degrees of bounce, and like I said, they're the exact same. So same exact shaft, same everything. But the 58 is basically my 90 yard and in. I'm one of those very unique players where to manipulate yardage, I just will open the face, move the ball forward or back. I've had very good success lately with these wedges. I used to play Vokeys. I just recently went to these, and so far I absolutely love them. The turf interaction's incredible. But I don't know what it is, but I absolutely love these wedges. They're awesome. I'm guarantee you I'll go to another set after these are worn out. That being said, like I said, so about 58 degree is about 90 yards and in. I use it all around the green, bump and run. I move the ball back in the stance, need a little flopper, hit it high. And occasionally we'll use it out of the sand. Just kind of depends on the lie, the moment, what I'm feeling. That being said, the 56 is, oh, that's never good. You drop it on the concrete. Good thing it's a wedge. That would have hurt my feelings if it was something else. So the 56 is basically, you know, like I said, I hit my 56 stock shot is basically 100 yards. And when I say stock, I do not swing as hard as I can because I can't control the ball if I swing as hard as I can. So the 56 is basically 100 to 110, but I primarily use the 56 out of the sand. I can hit the 58, 100, 103 yards if I hit it very hard. But my biggest problem is spin, and I spin the ball off the green all the time. And I live here in Central Florida. It's very soft. If it's a front pin, let's be honest, like, I'm a pretty decent golfer, but I'm not good enough to say, hey, I'm going to land it 7 yards past the flag and spin it back. That's just not my game. You know, you get a yardage, you do your best to land it a little longer, a little shorter, whatever you need. But that being said, those are the two regular wedges. We'll put those back in before I drop more on the concrete. That's not good. All right, so there they go. So now moving on to my 50. There is a reason I have this. You're probably going to think I'm crazy. You're going to say, oh, what decent golfer plays, you know, a wedge out of a set of irons. But I have tried a 50 regular wedge, and it just spins too much. It always rips off the green, or I'll land it literally next to the pin, and it'll rip back 20 feet, and then I have a putt that's, let's be honest, you're not going to make for a birdie. So that being said, this transitions into my iron set. I have the Srixon ZX5 irons. So you can see there, obviously they're a little beat up. I've had them a pretty long time since they came out. And this is the attack wedge, approach wedge, whatever you want to call it. It's got the A on it there. Hopefully you can see that clear. This is a 50 degree. So this wedge has absolutely changed my game. I mean, I can hit this thing and it just stops. It doesn't spin back. It doesn't give me any fuss. It's very forgiving. It's got a good wide sole on it. Hopefully you can see that there. I mean, everything about this little wedge is, I just love it. But that being said, it's basically about a 110 to a 115, 120 club. You know, it's got more forgiveness. It's obviously going to be a little hotter off the face. You got some more material there. But it's been awesome for me. It's really changed my game from 120 and in up to about 110 yards, or give or take. But I can choke down on it, you know, hit a little softy. I can get up on the grip and, you know, hit it harder. I like I said, I can fly at 120 if I hit the crap out of it, but I usually don't. But it's been awesome. So, like I said, I have the Srixon ZX5 irons. I have that 50 degree all the way up to the 5 iron. And then when I get to my 4 iron, this is where it's very unique. It's still Srixon, but I play an old Srixon Z545. So before I show you the back of this thing, I'll show you. It is a 4 iron. It still has the V sole. And boom, there's the back. I know we got a lot of lighting here. There you go. Old 545. Let's see if we can get this angle right. It's hard to see because I've had it so long, but there is, let's see, tungsten. You can kind of see it right here in the toe there. There's tungsten weight in the toe of this old 4 iron. And I absolutely love this thing. I had the ZX5 4 iron, and it was nice. It looks better looking down. This has a touch more offset, but this 4 iron is just, I've had it for a long time. Even this is like 3 sets I've rolled this 4 iron into. And that being said, all these irons are fitted with the Acra Green. So let me see if you can see that. So I play the Acra Green I-Series steel. They are 125s. Let's see. It's a little worn off there, but 125. And I have those in the 50 degree all the way up to the 4-iron. So that being said, I have a few different grips throughout the bag. This just so happens to be the Align, the new Align Golf Pride. I've been testing it out, so I put it on the 4-iron. But yeah, I mean, if you haven't tried Srixon irons, you're missing out. They're not for everybody, obviously. You got to get what fits you, but they are absolutely incredible. If you're a steeper player, you kind of hit down on it, get into the turf a lot. That VT sole is just, oh, it's to die for in all their irons. I used to play the ZX7s. They were a lot, I shouldn't say they're a lot less forgiving, but they are less forgiving than the 5s, and that's fine. You know, I was playing a lot more back then. Now I pretty much play once a week. If I try to play once a week, I don't practice anymore. The only thing I have is this putting green, so I do putt in here occasionally, but not really anymore this time of year. It's hotter than blazes down here in Orlando. But that being said, that's the 4-iron. So I'll just run through my bag as far as the iron yardages. I'm not going to pull every iron out and bore you with that. So my pitch and wedge is 130 to 135. Like I said, I don't hit my clubs very far. There's plenty of guys out there that hit their clubs further than me. They outdrive me, and most of the time I beat them. And, you know, that's fine. It doesn't matter. It just goes to show you, it doesn't matter how far you hit your clubs as long as you know how far you hit your clubs. That's the most important thing. So pitch and wedge, 130, 135, 9-iron, 140 to 145. Obviously, I can give or take 5 yards depending how hard or soft I hit it from the number I'm giving you. So 9-iron, 140, 145. 8-iron is 155. So usually I'll just, if I have a 150 shot, I just, you know, hit a 9 a little harder. If there's some wind, I'll hit a knockdown 8 or whatever. So 8-iron, 155. 7-iron's 165 to 170. 6-iron, 175 to 185, you know, and that's if I hit it off a tee, it'll go 180, 185. But a stock off the deck shot, smooth, trying to control it, is 175 for a 6-iron. 5-iron jumps me up to like 185. If I hit it off a tee, it'll go 190, 192, somewhere in that ballpark. And then the 4-iron typically off the deck will fly about 200 to 203. Off a tee, I can get it about 210. And that's obviously, you know, wind dependent and temperature and stuff like that. But like I said, it's, you know, I'm not a tour pro. I never will be. I'm not even good enough to be an elite amateur. But I've shot under par, you know, multiple times. And, you know, it's not every day. I mean, I shoot typically mid-70s. You know, when I say mid-70s, 74, 75. 77 to 78 is a pretty rough day. I'm battling. If I shoot in the 80s, which I haven't in a long time, it's been quite a while. Usually the wind's blowing 35 miles an hour, and I don't want to be out there anyway. So that being said, we'll move on to some woods. So this is a hybrid. So like I said, my 4-iron goes about 210 off a tee. If I absolutely kill my 4-iron off the deck, I can get it 215. But I really got to have a good lie. It's got to be clean, no headwind or anything like that. But this is the wrong head cover. I used to play a Ping G410 as a hybrid. Now I have the PXG. Don't make fun of me. Some of their stuff is sick, I promise. 0317X hybrid. So this is the old proto. So you can see that there. And it is a 17 degree. And I actually just transitioned into this thing. Even though it's older, it basically is brand new. And this club is my 215, you know, super soft, smooth swing 215. And I can get it all the way up to like 225, 230. 230 is just an absolute missile. Like, I'm trying to kill it, keep it low under the wind, not really worry about the ball stopping. That 215 to 225 was like kind of my dead zone, because like I said, I don't swing as hard as I can because I can't control it. My driver swing speed is 110, cruising 109. If I step on it, I can get to 114, but like I said, I don't know where it's going to go. So that being said, I play the Tennessee White 100 X Flex. So it's a 100-gram hybrid shaft. Let's see if we can get a close up, show you that one. Obviously, it's an older shaft, but it's an older club. So there you go. So, yep, the Tennessee White. And this thing is awesome. I mean, the one thing I'm telling you, don't sleep on the adjustable weights with PXG. My miss with a hybrid is always a hook. So as soon as I got this thing, I put that heavy weight out here in the toe. And now this thing is just on a rope. I mean, off a tee, off the deck, it's on a rope. I don't got to worry about that toe swinging around, slamming shut on me. This thing has been awesome. And I haven't had it very long, but I basically just went from an old beat up G410 and I found a good deal on this thing. So I picked it up, basically the same club, if I'm being honest with you. So there's the hybrid. You probably see me pulling this out, so I'll just show you what it is. This is not a club. This is my my little tripod stand. So when you guys see me filming clips out on the golf course and putting greens, I made this thing out of some stuff I had laying around, an old Miyazaki shaft, and I basically just screw a little phone holder, you know, similar to this guy on top, and then you can put your phone or camera or whatever you got in there. So I'm pretty resourceful with stuff, you know. Not gonna pay $100 for that one on Amazon, but that's what that is. So that's not a club. And then as far as a fairway wood goes, I have the OG, the king of kings, the TaylorMade Sim Tie. See that there? This old gal's been around the block. She's been beat up, drugged through the mud, and she just won't quit. We have a very good, loving relationship. I'm sure you guys all have that club in your bag where you're just like, you love it, you won't get rid of it. This is a 5 wood. It is turned to a stronger loft. I forget the exact loft. It may be 2 degrees down, which you're going to say, wait a minute, your hybrid and your 5 wood are the same loft. I promise you, I can hit this 5 wood way past that hybrid. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a hot face, but I mean, you can see, I live with this thing. I mean, it is beat up. And you're gonna say, oh, there's sky marks on it and all that stuff. There's not. I hit this thing out of the bunker. I hit this, I mean, I hit it everywhere. Rough, fairway, bunker, crap on the side of the cart path if I hit a bad drive. And this thing will fly anywhere from 230, and if I really step on it and hit it hard, it'll go 255, 260 with roll. This has been an absolute, I mean, paramount piece to my golf game. I can hit it off a tee. I rarely do, but this thing just stops on a dime when you hit it into a green. Today I played Eagle Creek here in Central Florida in Orlando, and there's the number 9 hole. It's a par 5, number 9. I forget the yardage, but I think I had 243 into the green, and hit Old Faithful here, dead nuts middle of the green. You know, 2-putted, got the bird, got out of there. But you know, there's not many clubs that I can do that with. That I've found, so I've just always kept this thing. This thing I play a speeder shaft. So you can see here, this is an old speeder. It's a light version. There you go. It's the 569, and it is an X Flex. So old speeder 569, and it's been awesome. I love it. I'm not changing it. It's one of those things, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But this thing concluding, I've had the Titleist GT for a while. This is the GT3. I'm gonna throw that head cover over there. So you can see here, this is the GT3. It's been around the block, Got a little bit of a lighter weight in there. You see the green inside there. It is an 8-degree head, so hopefully that comes through clear. It's an 8-degree head. I have it set to D3, so it is max upright and up 1 degree. So it's a 9-degree draw setting, and I play a Diamana RF for now. Driver is my biggest problem in my golf game. And I feel like a lot of guys are like that. A lot of people, guys, gals, kids, everybody that plays golf, you know, a lot of people struggle with driver. You see people hitting 3-wood off the tee all the time. I would say it's a 75% to 80% club for me on my average rounds, but those, you know, 20%, so to speak, bad shots are what kill my score. You know, I'm sending it right, sending it left. And a lot of it's timing, you know, trying to just get tired. It's so hot here. But anyway, so the shaft for now is an older Diamana RF. It's a shaft I used to play. It's a 60-gram TX. Let me make sure you can see that good. Yeah, so it's an RF, you can see there. 60-gram TX. And it's been great. I mean, I love it. I played really, really well today, but I hit some bad drives, you know, and obviously that's mostly swing related, but I'm a high spin driver guy. I've just always battled spin and everything like that. But my typical carry with the drivers, like 265, 270. If I hit it really hard, I can hit it 280, 285. Here in Orlando, we basically have no roll in the fairways. They're so soft. So what you carry is what you get for the most part. I have played some firm courses and, you know, like Cabot Citrus Farms over in, I think it's Sumter County, somewhere over there on the west coast of Florida. But, you know, I've hit it over 300 multiple times on plenty of courses. That's always the measuring, you know, stick. Oh, can you hit it 300? You know, in the right conditions, a lot of people can hit it 300. It just depends where you live, where you play, all that kind of stuff. But if I'm swinging the driver well, I'm regularly in the 280 ballpark, 285. But if it's soft, my swing's not great that day, I'm a 265, 270 guy. And that's fine. You know, I score well with that. Everybody wants more out of their driver. So that's the next thing is, I have not been ever fit for a driver shaft, so I'm going to go get fit for a driver shaft. I'm probably going to go to Cool Clubs. That's where I did the putter fitting, and it was game-changing. But that being said, that's the clubs. So Titleist driver, it's a mixed bag. That's fine. Not one company has everything good for you. I know you've heard that before, and it's not just from me. So Titleist GT3 driver, OG Sim-Tie 5-wood. I know says Sim 2. This is I lost my head cover. That was one I found a deal on, so I didn't care. PXG hybrid, old proto hybrid with the adjustable weights. Srixon ZX5 irons, attack/approach wedge, whatever you want to call it. Everyone calls it something different. Through 5 iron in the ZX5s. They're not the new ZXi5s. They're the ZX5s, the ones before the ones that are out now. And a Z545 4-iron. And like I said, the Cleveland Tour RT6, I think. RTX 6 wedges. And then the Sik putter. So as far as clubs go, that's the clubs. And then I'm going to blow your mind here. And I got a little review coming, but I've typically been a Srixon ball guy. I like, you know, Pro Vs are fine. I've always had spin problems with them, spinning the balls off greens with wedges, like I said before. So I kind of went on the ball hunt, started playing the Z-Star XV. Those were great. I was still spinning them off the moon. The Z-Star, spinning them off the moon. I just always had issues with approach shots and spin. And I'm not good enough to control spin with a wedge. I just hit a good straight shot, the right distance. I want it to stop and drop. But that being said, excuse me, I play, mind you, I'm not sponsored. All these clubs I bought myself, and I did not get anything for free in here. And I buy these myself, this ball I'm about to show you. And feel free to tear me up in the comments. It's cool, but if we played together, you would go, holy crap. But that being said, I play a Maxfli, and it is the new Tour. And I'm telling you right now, if you have not played a Maxfli golf ball, you are wasting your money, and you're going to be mind blown once you try one. And I'm not saying just any Maxfli. Don't go buy the super soft or whatever the heck they're called. You know, you got to get one of the Tour series, either the regular Tour or the Tour X. The Tour X is similar to like a Z-Star XV. I used to play that ball, and it was great, but with the super high launch I got off the driver, it just seemed to go a little high for me and drop the ball. But because it's so soft here in Florida, I don't want that super high towering drive because it's just going to plug. So the Tour brought the ball flight down a touch. Spin was very similar off the driver to the XV, or the Tour X, I'm sorry. But as far as approach shots, that ball, the Maxfli Tour, not the Tour S, not the Tour X, the Tour, the middle one, has been absolutely incredible. That thing, 150 yards, stops and drops. 200 yards, stops and drops. Wedge shot, full, 58 from 95 yards. It might hit in its ball mark and roll back a couple rolls. That's what I'm looking for personally, because like I said, most people don't have my problem. People always, friends of mine, oh yeah, it's a first world problem spinning the ball 20 yards off the green. But it's a real problem. So some of you guys who hit down on the ball hard like I do, you might spin the absolute daylights out of every other ball. Try the Maxfli Tour. I'm telling you, they are incredible. Those Maxfli balls are awesome. They feel great off the putter. They're just as comparable to a Pro V or a Z-Star or the Chrome Soft. I mean, you're just paying extra for the name, honestly. Now, you're going to say, oh, there's, Titleist R&D is better, blah, blah, blah. I mean, my Golf Spy's done the test. Those balls are sick. The Maxfli balls are great. Quality control is incredible. The way they perform is incredible. So it's up to you. But you got to find the ball that suits your game best. But the Maxfli Tour ball is incredible for me. But I think that's it. So that's the bag, Got a little wire brush here off a retractable. But that's it. So we're going to get out of here. We wanted to show you guys a what's in the bag. If anything changes, we'll do a what's in the bag later on. But for now, that's all she wrote. So Validated Golf, that's what's in the bag. If you see me, like I said, you see this logo, see my logo on the bottom of the bag, come say hi. If you see this bag in a golf cart, that means I'm there. I typically have a head cover also that will say Validated Golf on it. I usually always wear one of these hats or the other ones that just say Validated Golf on it. I'm a nice guy. Come say hi. We're out.